Hello everybody, this is a Bad Weather Freak with another video. Haven't posted anything in a few days, and today is June 3rd, and as a lot of you guys know, June 1st was the start of the hurricane season officially. We have had already a storm, tropical storm Andrea. Andrea was a short-lived storm. It only formed and before it was actually broken down, or fell apart probably after 24 hours of forming. But nonetheless, we're already watching a spot in Bay of Campeche. We have been watching that for the past few days. Seems like it's struggling a little bit with the conditions, with the current conditions in the area. It seems like it wants to get organized, but it's struggling, and it's running out of time. I have a feeling that we might have at least a tropical depression, but I don't think it's gonna get any stronger than that, because it's just the way the position that it is right now, the spot that it is right now, is so close to the coast. And there's a lot of computer models that are pointing out that it's just gonna scrape the coast and then go inland, the coast of Mexico. But we'll see what happens, because at the same time, there's also older computer forecast models that are actually showing the storm staying, basically scraping the coast but not going inland, and moving taking more of a northeast track instead, moving more towards the Gulf instead of land in Mexico. So we just have to see and keep our eyes open. But also another thing I wanted to remind everybody that if you're in Florida, I'm pretty sure, at least on the states that are coastal, I'm pretty sure other states are doing the same thing, but at least in Florida, from June 1st until June 6th, we're having tax-free items basically on the hurricane supplies. So take advantage of that, especially in big ticket items like generators, and bigger ticket and big ticket items basically that definitely will save you a lot of money. There's some restrictions in some of the items and things, you didn't qualify, but make sure to look locally and see what items qualify. One thing I can tell you personally, I was yesterday at Home Depot, and Home Depot actually has an aisle, one of those center aisles, and they do have, like signs designed saying that, storm items and things like that, and they have like flashlight, batteries, generators, gas cans, and all that stuff. So they were nice enough to do something like that instead of having to scramble all over the store to locate those items. So that was very nice of them. So take advantage now. Don't wait for the last minute. You have until the 6th. So from June 1st to June 6th, take advantage of the tax-free items and stock up and be ready. So far, everything, I'll be honest with you guys, everything is pointing out that we might have a busy season. There's a lot of convection in the Caribbean. There's a lot of convection in the Atlantic. That African monsoon is just pumping moisture into the Atlantic like crazy. Right now, because the conditions are not at best, the best conditions, that's why we haven't had any development yet. But as we get closer to the peak of the season, where conditions are better, if this trend continues of the African monsoon just pumping so much moisture and tropical waves into the Atlantic, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad, because all you need is just a little bit of moisture, some rotation, and just warm water, conditions right, and you start getting all these storms forming. So we'll see what happens, but so far everything is pointing out that we're gonna have a busy hurricane season. So take advantage now, prepare yourselves, check your emergency kits, backpacks if you have one. I personally have a backpack, an emergency backpack. I have one. My wife has another one, and we were actually looking yesterday to see what we needed to replenish, what we needed to add to the backpack. You know, that's our emergency kit, and that one would prepare for the hurricane season too. But I have in the past bought other things like local maps. That's very important, especially with the madness and chaos we had in 2017 with Hurricane Irma. That we had millions of people leaving the state. I mean, a short distance, let's say, or not a short distance, but let's say somewhere that it maybe took you 3 or 4 hours to get to. Well, all these millions of people leaving, it will easily take you 12, 14 hours because everybody was leaving at the same time. So having a local map will save you some trouble because you can look up other roads and alternate roads that you can take, and that way not be stuck in that massive traffic jam that we had in 2017. So that's a good idea. I personally have matches. You might want to have candles. A good tip that I can give you guys is if you have flashlights. Flashlights are necessary, of course. But think about this: if you're indoors, you might want to use probably candles, because the candles will last you a long time, even longer than the flashlights, and you save the battery of the flashlights. So that's a quick tip that I can give you guys. Use candles instead of flashlights, unless you're outside and it's raining, and obviously the candles are going to turn off. So then you might want to use the flashlights instead. But I'll give you guys pointers down the road as we get closer to some activity. But so far, that's what I have for you guys. Take care. Have a good day.